was tests like this one that my father took part in. He was 18 years old, and it was his first assignment out of boot camp. The Navy has a different name for it, or they used to. But the one he took part in was called Operation Red Wing. It was 17 bombs tested. The ship that he was on would go and get the teams off boats like that, or the island. There were several different tests, atmospheric to like overland to the overwater. It was a huge, huge deal. My father's ship was a transport carrier. So they would get the people. They were people. They were a taxi. But they also, after the tests, brought the people back to those areas and began the decontamination cycle. So as an 18-year-old boy, every single one of those ships, everything that needed to be tested, all the lab equipment, everything needed to be decontaminated. And that's what he did. And then Tiwa, the 16th experiment, the one before the last. That is when his ship got in the direct line of fallout. It was his ship and 2 others ended up being hit directly by the fallout. There was a miscalculation in the wind and blah, 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 and the ship placements. So my dad's ship was placed in a spot that the fallout happened to go across. Now, so technically, the final bomb, he wasn't exposed to the fallout of, because they had them tethered and being decontaminated during the last test. So I know a lot of this because I read the report. And I listened to my dad for the things that were not in the report. So, the reason why I can't go and get a red book with a lot of other people for social media is because of the rules about complaints about government. I need to complain because I was born infertile with a mitochondrial disorder. That mitochondrial disorder, activated later in life. So the mutation was an adult onset for its activation. But my father was exposed to fallout from the U.S. government. And all I got was a mitochondrial disorder. I didn't even get cool mutant powers. And so that's a lot to complain about.